In a small village on the edge of the city lived Amara, a humble girl with calloused hands and a heart too big for her tiny world. She sold fruits by the roadside to help her sick mother. Every day was a struggle, but she never lost her smile. One rainy afternoon, as the clouds burst and villagers scrambled for shelter, Amara heard the sound of screeching tires and a loud crash. She rushed toward the commotion and found a boy around her age, unconscious beside a motorbike. He had a deep cut on his forehead, and his phone was shattered on the ground. Without thinking twice, Amara carried him under her umbrella, cleaned his wound with a little water she had, and stayed by his side until he woke up. "What's your name?" he whispered weakly. "Amara. You're safe now." "I'm Jeed." "Thank you, Amara." She had no idea who Jide really was. What she didn't know was that Jide was the only son of Chief Adebayo, one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the city. Jide had sneaked out that day to escape the pressure of his privileged life, and if Amara hadn't found him, he might not have survived. Days later, Jide returned to the village, this time in a quiet car, dressed simply. He searched until he found Amara again, at her fruit stand. "I had to see you," he said. "Not as a rich boy, just as me." And so began a beautiful friendship. They laughed, talked about dreams, and shared pieces of their worlds. Jide never told her who he truly was. He didn't want her love if it ever happened to be for his wealth. Months passed. One day, Amara got a letter and invitation to a surprise event. She was confused, but her mother encouraged her to go. When she arrived, she was stunned. There were cameras, flowers, and a grand house she'd only seen in her dreams. Out walked Jida dressed in a suit, proud and glowing. "Amara," he said, "I never told you who I really am because I needed to know if your heart saw Minot my money. You saved my life when I was nothing to you. Now, let me spend my life loving you." And right there, in front of the whole crowd, he knelt and proposed. Amara cried not because he was rich, but because she realized true love doesn't come from what you have, but from what you give. They got married months later. The girl who had nothing gave everything, and in return, found love that no money could ever buy. Tang. The end. Moral: kindness given without expectation always returns with more than we ever imagined.